Okay, so hello everyone. So in this video, we're going to discuss how to get the antiderivative of rational functions using the technique known as partial fraction decomposition. Okay, but before we proceed to the actual integration technique, discuss muna natin yung concept na tinatawag nating partial fractions or partial fraction decomposition. Okay, now suppose we have something like this, a rational expression 1 all over x plus 3 minus 1 all over x minus 3. Okay, if we simplify this rational expression or this operation involving two rational expressions, what we can do is we can consider the least common denominator. In this case, ito yung product ng dalawang denominators natin. So, x plus 3 saka x minus 3. So our goal is to write this as a single fraction. Okay? So the least common denominator is the product of the two. And then, if we simplify, pwede nating makuha yung equivalent nitong part na to as x minus 3 all over x plus 3 times x minus 3. And likewise, yung kabilang part, the denominator is still x plus 3 times x minus 3. At yung numerator naman dito ay x plus 3. Now, since these two, parehas na sila ng denominator, pwede na nating mapagsama sa isang fraction. Okay, we can combine the two because there are similar fractions right now. So we have x minus 3 minus quantity x plus 3. Now, simplifying this, yung denominator natin, that is a difference of 2 squares. So we have x squared minus 9. And yung numerator natin, we just have to simplify and distribute yung negative sign, no? If we do that, we will get negative 6. Okay, so ang napakita natin dito is that we have 1 all over x plus 3 minus 1 all over x minus 3 equal to negative 6 all over x squared minus 9. Now, yung concept ng partial fraction decomposition is dito tayo manggagaling sa part na to. Manggagaling tayo sa negative 6 all over x squared minus 9. Tapos, hahanap tayo ng way na maisulat siya as a sum or a combination of much simpler rational expressions. So, in this case, we have 1 all over x plus 3 minus 1 all over x minus 3. Okay, so kung babalik tayo dun sa main topic natin, which is getting the antiderivative of rational functions. So, gamitin na lang natin to example na to. Suppose we want to get the antiderivative of negative 6 all over x squared minus 9 dx. Na yung mga techniques na alam na natin, integration by substitution, integration by parts, trigonometric substitution, all of those are not really applicable for this type of problem. No? However, we have shown earlier na itong negative 6 all over x squared minus 9, this is actually equal to 1 all over x plus 3 minus 1 all over x minus 3. So, kung gusto nating kunin yung antiderivative ng negative 6 all over x squared minus 9, pwede nating kunin ang antiderivative ng 1 all over x plus 3 minus 1 all over x minus 3 dx. So, bakit natin gustong gawin to? if we apply one of the properties of antiderivatives, pwede natin paghiwalayin yung dalawang terms. So we have dx all over x plus 3 minus dx all over x minus 3. Now, yung dalawang integrals natin, kahit dumami yan, itong dalawa actually mas simpleng hanapin yung antiderivative or mas simpleng isolve. Okay, we can simply use integration by substitution here na straight ko na as ln of absolute value of x plus 3 minus ln of absolute value of x minus 3 plus c. Okay, so ito yung topic natin ngayon or ito yung focus ng ating discussion for this video. Now suppose hindi natin alam tong parts na to or hindi natin alam yung partial fraction decomposition ng negative 6 all over x squared minus 9. So consider natin yung ating rational expression na negative 6 all over x squared minus 9. Okay, the first step is for us to factor the denominator. Okay, the denominator can be factored as x plus 3 times x minus 3. Okay? Now, napakita naman natin earlier na kapag ganyan yung itsura ng ating rational expression, pwede natin siyang masulat as a combination of something all over the individual factors of the denominator. Okay? So we can actually write this as something all over x plus 3 plus something all over x minus 3. Now, hindi natin alam pa yung, or suppose hindi natin alam pa yung values ng numerators. So ngayon, mag-assign tayo ng placeholder variables. That's normally A, B, C, D, E, F, or kung ilang letters yung kailangan natin. So since dalawa lang naman, we're going to write A and B as temporary placeholders for the numerators here. Okay? Now, our goal is to actually get the values of A and B. Okay, so this one, let's consider this equation here. Itong part na to. If we want to solve the values of A and B, kailangan mag-agree siya dun sa left-hand side. Okay, so we can start by multiplying by the least common denominator. In this case, x plus 3 times x minus 3. Now, multiplying by x plus 3 times x minus 3 will allow us to cancel the denominator here. So, negative 6 is equal to A times, may matitira tayong x minus 3 dito, and then plus B times, may matitira tayong x plus 3 dito. Okay, from here, gagamit tayo ng concept known as comparing coefficients. Okay, notice that this is an equation. So, dapat mag-agree yung left-hand side sa right-hand side. Okay? Now, if we simplify, or if we expand, we have here negative 6 is equal to ax minus 3a plus bx plus 3b. Now, let me just rearrange the terms. What do I mean by that? Lahat ng may x, pagsusunodin ko, and then, yung mga wala, ilalagay ko sa dulo. So, bakit natin ginawa yan? As I've said, gamit tayo ng concept known as comparing coefficients. So these two, or ito actually, it's a plus b times x. And then we have here, well, pwede pa natin i-simplify ito as minus 3 times quantity a minus b. Okay, the left-hand side is technically 0x minus 6. Ay, comparing coefficients, ibig sabihin, yung coefficient ng x dito, which is 0, should be equal to the coefficient of x here, which is a plus b. So we have 0 equal to a plus b. And likewise, yung constant term dito, which is negative 6, should be equal to the constant term here, which is the remaining group terms. So this is equal to negative 3 times a minus b. Again, our goal is to solve for the values of a and b. So we actually end up with a system of two linear equations in two variables. Okay? Now, solving for the values of a and b, we will get here a equal to 1 and b equal to negative 1. Okay? So, balik na tayo dun sa gusto nating makuha. So, again, we have negative 6 all over x squared minus 9. Nasulat natin to as a over x plus 3 plus b all over x minus 3. Now, since we've already solved for the values of a and b, pwede na nating tanggalin yung placeholders natin. So, we have here a equal to 1 and b equal to negative 1. So, if we want to get the antiderivative of negative 6 all over x squared minus 9 dx, we can get the antiderivative of 1 over x plus 3 plus negative 1 all over x minus 3 dx. Okay? And then, babalik tayo dun sa sagot na nakuha natin initially. So this is basically the technique known as partial fraction decomposition in getting the antiderivative of rational functions. Okay, now, let's consider again this equation that we got here. Negative 6 equal to a times quantity x minus 3 plus b times quantity x plus 3. So let me just rewrite it. Negative 6 equal to a times quantity x minus 3 plus b times quantity x plus 3. Na yung approach natin kanina is that in-expand natin and then we solved a system of linear equations in two variables. Now, there's another alternative approach known as strategic substitution. Okay? Now, what do we mean by that? Kapag ganun, mag-iisip tayo ng magandang x value or values na substitute para mas madali yung pag-solve natin dun sa isa sa mga variables of our interest. Okay? So, ano ba yun? Notice na maganda naman yung pagkakagroup dito. A times quantity x minus 3 plus b times quantity x plus 3. And then, the left-hand side is technically 0x minus 6. Okay, so let's say at x equals 3, the left-hand side would still be negative 6. Tapos, yung right-hand side natin, it's a times 3 minus 3 plus b times 3 plus 3. So we have here negative 6 equal to A times 0 plus B times 6. Now, since this is 0, magsi-0 itong part na to. So, negative 6 equals 6B and B equal to negative 1. Okay? Likewise, if we choose x to be equal to negative 3, we have here negative 6 equal to A times negative 3 minus 3 plus B times negative 3 plus 3. This again will be equal to 0. We have negative 6 equal to negative 6A, or A equals 1. So the method of strategic substitution allows us to solve one of the variables outright. Yun nga lang, we may need to choose or we may need to figure out kung anong magandang x value na gamitin to apply this technique. Okay? Now let's solve another example. I suppose we want to get the antiderivative of 10x plus 5 all over 2x squared plus x minus 3 dx. So let's proceed by getting the partial fraction decomposition of this integral or this integrand. So 10x plus 5 all over 2x squared plus x minus 3. The denominator can be written as 2x plus 3 times x minus 1. So we may need to recall again our topic on factoring para dito. So 10x plus 5. With this, masusulat natin to as A all over 2x plus 3 plus B all over x minus 1. Okay, so we need to get the values of A and B. Let us consider the common denominator. Multiply this by the common denominator, 2x plus 3 times x minus 1. This will give us 10x plus 5 sa left-hand side. Sa right-hand side, A times x minus 1 plus B times 2x plus 3. Okay, solve natin using systems and using strategic substitution. Okay, using systems, this will give us 10x plus 5 equal to ax minus a plus 2bx plus 3b. Now, rearrange lang natin yung terms. We have ax plus 2bx minus a plus 3b. Or, 10x plus 5 equal to a plus 2b times x minus a plus 3b. Next is for us to construct the system by comparing coefficients. Coefficient ng x dito ay 10. Tapos sa right hand side ay a plus 2b. Sa left hand side naman, coefficient natin is 5. And then, or ang constant term rather ay 5. Sa right hand side, it's negative of a plus 3b. Now, this is the system that we want to solve. Okay? Now, solving this system, will actually give us a equal to 4 and b equal to 3. So with this, yung ating integral problem, 10x plus 5 all over 2x squared plus x minus 3 dx, we can consider this instead 4 all over 2x plus 3 plus 3 all over x minus 1 dx. Again, applying one of the properties na pwede nating paghiwalayin, 4 all over 2x plus 3 dx plus integral ng 3 all over x minus 1 dx. And these two are much simpler to solve using integration by substitution. So using integration by substitution, this gives us 2 ln ng absolute value of 2x plus 3 plus 3 ln ng absolute value of x minus 1 plus c. So ito yung pinakasimpleng case ng partial fractions or partial fraction decomposition. Okay? Now, ano ba yung nangyari dito muna? Now, ang kinonsider nating partial or ang kinonsider nating rational functions ay yung mga tinatawag nating proper rational function. Okay, what do we mean by a proper rational function? A proper rational function is a function of this form, p of x all over q of x, kung saan ang degree ni p ay mas maliit or equal sa degree ni q, or yung degree ng numerator is less than or equal to the degree of the denominator. Okay? Kapag proper rational function, we can go straight to getting its partial fraction decomposition. Kung hindi siya proper rational function, so kunwari, we want to get the antiderivative of x squared plus 5x plus 4 all over x plus 3. Okay, this is known as an improper rational function. Kabaliktaran lang ng proper rational function, kung saan yung degree ng numerator ay mas malaki sa degree ng denominator. Kapag ganito naman yung case, ang gagawin natin is we perform long division first. Okay? Perform long division para masulat natin siya as a quotient plus the remainder, kung saan yung remainder, yun na ay magiging isang proper rational function. Okay? So performing long division, we have x squared plus 5x plus 4 divided by x plus 3. So x squared plus 3x. Subtract this. We have 2x plus 4. So we have here plus 2. So 2x plus 6. Again, subtract this. We have negative 2. So we can no longer get the quotient or divide this further. Ibig sabihin, this integral is actually equivalent to the quotient x plus 2 minus 2 all over x plus 3. Now, in this case, hindi na natin technically kailangan kunin yung partial fraction decomposition form nito. Kasi, it's fairly easy to get the antiderivative of this one. It's a polynomial. Tapos ito naman, integration by substitution lang. So, we can just solve this as 1/2 x squared plus 2x minus 2 ln ng absolute value of x plus 3 plus c. Okay, so this will be the end of the first video on partial fraction decomposition. Okay, dito ang diniscuss natin ay yung case ng isang rational function kung saan linear yung lahat ng factors. At naglagay na rin tayo ng isang example ng improper rational function.